All right, so I'm just going to quickly take a look at a hand that Praku pursued by Baron McMullen just played. And all I know is that it's interesting, and I'm just going to go straight into the hypothetical. I'm not going to pay too much attention to, I don't remember anything they said. And I just want to run through what I think a reasonable lineup be and see where we go from there. Okay, so certainly the opening here, the hand's definitely crowded from Praku's perspective. I don't think there's anything more to be done than just clue the one in pursuit by Bear's hand. And there is a possibility of doing a three bluff, but I don't really like using McMullen's hand for a three bluff because of the five. So I think this a logical thing would just be one to pursuit by Bear. Pursuit by Bear makes sense to play. Let's just look at the cards now that I'm pissed. Okay. I mean, McMullen here could give a two clue to Praku. That would make a lot of sense. Because this can't be a two save because there's no point saving a two. So this is going to read, this should read as a finesse on Mark. And I'd want to get Mark's red one instead of Praku's red one because this red one is a good discard. And I would hope that the blue one could actually be a good discard as well. So I would hope it would go red, red. And then Pursued by Bear here. So Pursued by Bear has a river. Oh no, the purple one hasn't played yet. But Pursued by Bear can see that the 5 needs to be protected and blue 3 is dangerous. So I think that this calls for a 5 clue to McMullen, expecting McMullen to then clue blue to Praku. Which asks Mark for a discard. Certainly that's how it goes. And Pursued kind of forced this line. Praku here should play. And then I mean, this is an awkward choice. I don't really like the idea of doing a reverse in blue. Um, I don't really like the idea of doing a reverse in blue. Because it puts the purple 3 in a bad spot. But on the other hand, McMullen can see a good discard in Praku's hand, and there is a good red clue actually in Praku's hand as well. So I think what I would do here is I would give the reverse against McMullen's hand, and I would be expecting McMullen to now clue red to Praku. Actually, McMullen might have a better clue, which is because McMullen doesn't know about this being a red. Oh, McMullen does know it's the red 5. McMullen can see all the 5s. So actually, I think McMullen's better plan is to reverse Mark's hand, because Praku does have discards. McMullen could just clue red to Praku, giving Praku a discard, but I think that protecting the yellow 3 is a little nicer, so give it as a red clue. Blue plays, red plays. We're back to Pursued's hand. Pursued can now see that everyone's hand is taken care of all the way around to Praku. So I think this would normally be just a yellow clue to Praku, but it can't be given as yellow because that's going to be confusing. So I think, yeah, I think I would give this as a ones clue. The alternative thing to do would be to clue purple to Praku, bluffing Mark. But I kind of want to get that red 5. I want to get to that red 5. So I think yellow is the way to go here. I think ones is the way to go. You know, it's hard. I mean, Praku's hand makes such good discards. Does Mark have -2 on this yellow 3? That would decide it. Mark does not. So I think that because Mark doesn't, I'm I think probably the best line is to use Mark's yellow one because Praku has so many good discards. But I want to get to McMullen's purple 5. With this number of clues, I think I would. I'll take the slightly worse line. Clue ones to Praku. Yeah, I'm I suspect that Mark's one might actually be better, but we'll see. 3 plays, 4 plays. Praku plays the yellow 1, and we're up to Pursued by Bear. Okay, Pursued by Bear, clues purple. So there are 2 choices here. Pursued by Bear could clue purple to Praku. Just take the finesse. Pursued by Bear could clue purple to McMullen, asking Mark to clue purple to Praku. There really needs to be a discard at this table. It's really getting tight on the discards. So I think I would leave it up to Mark. So I would clue purple to Praku. McMullen plays. Wait, what just happened? Let's go back. Oh wait, okay. So sorry, something's weird about showing. Oops, let's exit the hypothetical. Start over. Something's busted. Let's enter the show hidden. Let's just do that super quickly. That was 1 to Pursued by Bear, then Pursued by Bear cluing plays. McMullen clues 2 to Praku. Play. Pursued by Bear clues 5 to McMullen. McMullen clues clue Praku. Is that right? Yeah, clues blue to Praku. It's a discard. Praku plays. Pursued by Bear takes the reverse to Mark. Takes the reverse to McMullen. McMullen takes the red reverse to Mark. Mark plays. Praku plays. Pursued by Bear clues 1s to Praku. Just the clue I wasn't quite sure about. McMullen plays. Mark plays. Praku plays. Pursued clues purple to Praku. McMullen plays. Praku maybe takes a discard here. What do things look like? Nah, no way. No way. Mark clues blue to Pursued. Praku plays. Pursued takes the sarcastic discard. McMullen plays. Mark takes a look. What 5? This is known red 5. Oh, actually, was it known on McMullen's turn? Was. McMullen marks the blue 4 and plays the red 5 for the clue. Okay, Mark clues purple to McMullen. Raku takes a discard. Pursued clues 3. Mark. Actually, no, green to mark. Pursued clues green to mark. That's pretty good. Oh, actually, what was it on before Pursued's turn? Yeah. I mean, Praku has to discard here. So Pursued here, really hard not to clue green to mark. Mark. It's okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Is this? It's impossible for Mark to discard to me. Doesn't possibly make sense. It should be a green clue to Pursued to get the green 4 played. And then Pursued here plays. Then Mullen should play the blue 4. Then Mark will play the green 5, picking up a clue. Praku here just saves the 5s. Pursued's hand. That's right. Pursued takes a discard. McMullen plays. Mark clues purple to Pursued as a bluff. Enough. Raku plays the blue 5. Pursued takes a discard. Then McMullen here has no reason to do anything other than point to the purple in Mark's hand. Mark plays. Praku, let's see. Praku can see all the cards except the yellow 2. So now is the time to point to cards. So this should probably be a 3 clue to Mark in good universe, but it's not a good universe. So this should really be a 4 clue to McMullen. But I think the clearest thing to do is to just take a discard. So take the discard, and then everyone else is going to be queued up. Pursued plays. And then McMullen here should really just be pointing at cards. So the best line would be for McMullen to give a 3 clue. This shouldn't really be a reverse, because there's no reason to give reverses at this point. Yeah. So this should be a 3 clue to Mark. With this group of players, I think 3 clue to Mark isn't really going to be super clear. So even though Praku discarded a card already, I'm going to instead take the less good line. And then this is at turn 43. So things should be okay. So I'll have this just be a 1 clue. I don't think it needs to be a 1 clue, but I'll have it be a 1 clue. And then Praku here should just give a yellow clue to Mark, because might as well get lots of stuff touched. And then Pursued by Bear here can give a 3 clue to Mark. Actually, Pursued by Bear here should give a 4 clue to McMullen, just to point to the remaining cards. McMullen should give a 3 clue to Mark. Mark should play. Raku takes a discard. And then Pursued by Bear here. This doesn't really matter, but this should just be a 3 clue to Praku. So nothing else needs to happen. McMullen takes a discard. Mark might as well play. Praku. I mean, Praku here should really give a clue. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one, who does what. Praku here should give a clue. These cards are all marked, so this should just be a five clue pursued or something, some nonsense like that. Pursued takes the discard. McMullen plays. Mark discards. Praku discards, and it's a 25. Okay, that's a 25, and I think there is an improvement. So this is fine. Let's go back to that turn where I said it could be clued differently. Note that ended with 0 clues. Kind of was tight. Let's just go back to the point where that 1 clue was, which is this turn. Back one more. So I think that on this turn, this should be a 3 clue to Mark. And after the 3 clue to Mark, Mark should point to the 4. Mullen's hand. Praku takes a discard. Pursued by bear clues the 2. Praku's hand. We'll clue it as yellow. McMullen here points to the. There's no reason to point to the 4 or not, but pointing to the 4 is okay. Pointing to the 4 is fine. Mark takes a discard. Praku plays. Pursued takes a discard. Can Pursued point to a card? Yeah, sure. Let's have Pursued point to the 3. Praku's hand. McMullen takes a discard, of course. Mark plays. Praku points to the 5. Pursued's hand. Pursued takes the forced discard. It's all the same. Mullen plays. Mark discards. Praku discards. And Pursued plays. So I think that's a 24. Okay. All right. So let me now stop for a second. Just pause. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and check to see what their actual gameplay was like. So let's see what the gameplay was. 1 makes sense. This is the 1's clue. I think this is less good than the finesse, and but it should be okay. And then because of that, Mark now gives the early 5 save. Praku plays, and then Pursued takes a discard. So yeah, so because not as many cards are getting played in that first turn now, Pursued is kind of under pressure. And because Pursued has been clued past, Pursued thinks very logically that this is the best discard at the table. So that goes. Then the 5 clue the 5 save happens for McMullen, which is good because Mark has a good discard. Mark takes it. Here I would expect Praku to play. I would expect this to be still the same reverse. I would expect McMullen to be cluing the red 2. Praku plays. Okay, Praku doesn't play. This is not good because what's happening here is now Pursued is under a lot of pressure. So if Praku plays, Pursued can use the clue to do something, and Pursued can use the clue to clue something in Mark's hand, or Pursued can use the clue to clue something back to Praku's hand. By Praku using up the clue, it also takes away. It's removing clues from the game. So Praku needed to play this red 2 because of the red 3, red 4, but Praku wasn't aware of that possibility. So really, this is an always be playing, I think, kind of moment. Um, Pursued clues red back, which is fine. McMullen should play. Yeah, and here notice that in this sequence, the red clue comes back to Praku, and the red isn't getting used out of Mark's hand. This plays, and then now the one is getting used out of McMullen's hand, which I think makes sense. And what I would expect here, does McMullen know that it's yellow? I don't think that out because it could be. Plays, and I was wondering if a sarcastic was possible here. It is because Praku drew the purple. Wow. McMullen should play, but a sarcastic would be very tempting. McMullen plays. And Mark's on one clue. Wow. It's really hard for Mark not to clue purple to Pursued, but if Mark does that, you lose the purple. And you're really getting away from reds. I mean, this is the moment of clue constraint where Mark is almost obliged here to discard this yellow 3, which is a critical card in the game. And I think Mark is kind of forced to take that chance. Although Mark can see that it's only the purple 3. Mark doesn't know it's the yellow 3. Purple 3 looks like a vital card. So maybe there's no rush on the purples. The way to protect the purple 3 is for the red 5 to play. So you need to give McMullen something to do. But you can't lose the purple 2. It's just about impossible not to clue purple to Pursued. So this is going to end up purple plays, McMullen loses the purple 3. And then now Mark has to clue purple to Pursued. Oh, the purple 3 is gone. Mark pretty much is a forced discard. It's bad. That's really bad. So at this point, we're at turn 25. So I don't know what I did in my hypothetical by turn 25, but we kind of know that because yellows are at the bottom, this is probably now really danger. Red 3 plays, and then now this is losing the green 3. Yeah. So this is a good moment just to pause and look at the count. You can kind of see, just pretend that green 3 hadn't just been drawn. The yellow 3 was an unsafe discard. The green 3 was an unsafe discard. The blue 3 was okay, but the purple 3 wasn't. So that's 3 3s, which means that if any one of those cards is in the bottom 3 or 4 cards of the deck, the entire hand is at risk. So there are 18 cards. There are 18 cards in the deck, depending on like roughly 20. So you're looking at 3 cards being in the bottom 3 cards out of 20, which is a lot. Like the probability of one of those cards being in the bottom 20 is 15%. So if we're going to do like super sloppy math, we'd be looking at like 45% chance. So this is sort of almost now a 50% losing game. It's not quite a 50% losing game. It's probably more like like 30. Let's say 1 in 3. So like this is not a good spot for this game at this point. So almost everything, all the analysis from here on out in the entire game probably doesn't matter a whole lot, because it probably just comes down to where the right card's at the bottom. And then here you can see that it's going to go green 5 gets played. Oh, wait, did someone fail to play to a... Oh, I see. So McMullen tells Pursued by Bear about a green, but didn't realize that the that the blue, and this is a bluff on the blue 5. Should always be a play on the next player. 3 might be a little better, but honestly, I think a better thing to do is not to take this finesse at all. Like a better thing to do is to just settle the hand at this point. So McMullen here might just clue 1s to mark and just settle the hand. Because 1s to mark, Mark's going to clue purple to pursued by, oh, the purple 3 is gone. Keep doing it. Yeah, it might just be to settle the hand. Like just clue 5s to Praku. Just clue, green. Anyway, okay. So this is a clue past Mark. This should really just be a 2 clue to Mark. Mark tells McMullen about the 1. This plays, pursued, misplays, just an oopsie. Oh, and then it doesn't matter at this point. Like that oopsie costs the 3 points. So now they're probably just cruising to a 22. So and instead of getting these purples played, oh shoot, the purple 3 is still not played. I'm so obsessed with that. And then now people are throwing cards away and they're just trying to figure out where the end is. And they're going to get, it's pretty likely that they're going to get whacked by the yellow 3 at the end. Looks like that's what's going to happen. This is the 1s, and then there's the 3, the 4. Oh, they get whacked by the purple 3. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so they end up not getting back to the yellow 5. They had to choose between the purple 5 and the yellow at the end. Okay, all right. Well, that's my take on it. So I'll have to go and actually watch Mark's stream now and see what they actually did. All right. Hope you enjoy.